Recording in progress.
Yeah. Before you left.
It could be. That could be
All right. Let's call the meeting order, May 14th, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's take the roll.
Councilmember Wood,
Here.
Councilmember Richardson,
Present.
Councilmember Crossman,
Here.
Councilmember Geiser, here, Councilmember Hess, here, Councilmember Palmer,
Here.
Councilmember Kinsey, here, Mayor DePena.
Here. Can we get an agenda approval? Councilmember Hess.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Councilmember Wood, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to special presentations, it's not scheduled. Moving on to public comment. If anyone from public wishes to speak to the council or myself, please step up to the podium. Fill out a blue card if you have it. If you don't, no worries, we can get it from you afterwards. No? Okay. Is there anyone online that wishes to speak?
We don't have anyone with their hands raised.
All righty, well, we will move on to the consent agenda. We have the April 9th, 2024 and April 23rd regular meeting minutes, January 2024 check register and possession summary, and February 2024 check register and position summary. Councilmember Wood.
I move we approve the consent agenda. Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, new business. We have a memorandum of understanding MOU between the cities of Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, and Yelm regarding a housing displacement and racially disparate impacts analysis. Gary, please tell us about it.
Evening, Council. I think you've already been presented this at a study session, so you're pretty familiar with what we're doing. Just some of the background is this is something that has basically been mandated to all the cities that are planning undergrowth management. We're one of them. And HB House Bill 1220, which was passed, I believe, in 2021. And this is kind of the third in a series of things that we've been doing related to that bill. And each of those have all been done in a similar fashion with the other cities in the county, cities and the county. The first one we did was the housing allocation study, which you may or may not recall, and that we were required to do an analysis of how many affordable housing units we need to supply by 2045. We did that as, again, a joint effort with the cities and TRPC, Thurston Regional Planning Council, did that analysis based on numbers that were provided to us by the Department of Commerce. And then the second one we are engaging in right now, and for some reason that was an interlocal agreement as opposed to a memorandum of understanding. I don't know why we chose one over the other, but that's a land capacity analysis. So we've gotten the numbers that we need in terms of the affordable housing units we're supposed to provide. The second part of that bill requires that we do an analysis of our current zoning and the current available lands within the city to see whether or not we've got the right zoning and enough land in general in place to accommodate those housing units. So that's also being done by Thurston Regional Planning Council on behalf of all of us. And then the final piece is this memorandum of understanding, the anti-displacement analysis. And this is one that we're going to do a request for proposals, and a consultant's going to come in and do this piece. And we're, again, partnering with the other cities. We have to do this. We're paying about 10% of the overall costs. That's basically based on the size of our community. So it's a relative cost that we're paying into it. And I think it's about 12. The commitment on our part would be not to exceed about $12,800 to do it. And I think that would pretty much nail down everything we have to do under HB 1220.
Councilmember Wood?
You're accurate. It is something we talked about, and we definitely, I believe, all understand what this is in reference to. And as the state's requiring us to do it and giving us a break if we do, it would only cost us more not to. So with that being said, I move we approve the MOU between the cities of Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, and Yelm regarding a housing displacement and racially disparate impacts analysis. And
Second by Councilmember Crossman. Is there any further discussion? Councilmember Hess.
And I apologize, I wasn't here during the study session when this was brought up. You said that it's the Thurston County Regional Planning Commission that's going to be doing the study for Lacey, Olympia, Tumwater, and Yelm. Is that correct?
Not on this one. They did on the housing allocation and they did on the land capacity analysis. This one is going to be done by a consultant who has not been selected yet. We're going to do a request for proposals. And the amount of the contract, I forget, I think it was like 99,000 not to exceed, but our portion would be about 12,000.
And as I said, I'm just trying to get clarity on this. And so then it's Lacey, Olympia, and Tumwater reached out to us and asked if we want to join in, or did we reach out to them to ask?
They reached out to us. Olympia is going to actually kind of spearhead managing the contract and all that. So,
All right.
but it's consistent with, again, the other ones that we've done. We've all been working together on this kind of.
I was just wondering, because I know we have a variety of other cities that were involved. I was just wondering how Yelm got the opportunity to be able to save some money on doing such a thing while other smaller cities are not going to be.
I think it's mainly, because we have been participating in the Regional Housing Council, we're more visible. And so because we have been saying we want to be involved in these, in partnership, then it's, there have been times in the past when they've forgotten to ask us because we haven't been involved. But since we have been, they're like, hey, do you want to pony up on this too?
I appreciate the information. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? There's a motion on the table. Let's do Mr. Verbal. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. All right, moving right along to old business. It's none scheduled. We're on to standing council committee reports. Public Safety Committee.
I wasn't at the meeting where you had.
Oh, yeah, that was the one you and I went to. I don't have my notes, unfortunately, but it seemed like what I do recall is Sonia brought some information from the courts that things have been active. Our officers are out doing what we hope they're out doing, which is catching criminals. Todd, you got anything you want to add to that? I know you were at that meeting with us.
No, I remember Stephanie taking a lot of notes. And so I felt confident looking at her notes that she would have it.
What about the flock system? Was that discussed at all?
Just an update that they're still proceeding with the flock system. They're actually looking at a grant to purchase additional flock cameras now through a different grant. And so other than the 3 that they got, they're actually looking at getting a few more now, which wasn't part of that meeting. We just found out this morning. So I'll update you more. So I don't think there was anything major other than that stuck out from that meeting that was groundbreaking. So.
Fair enough. All right, anything else? Moving on to the Public Services Committee.
No meeting.
All right, moving right along to the Finance Committee.
Yes, we just met. Stephanie gave us a little review of the January check register and the position summary. Just because we have a couple of new people, so she just gave us a little reminder about how that worked. And also there was a discussion about a John Deere purchase for a riding lawnmower that we need for Longmire Park, et cetera. And that the price on that mower, which was scheduled to be purchased next year, was $70,000, but it's now on sale for $39,000. So they may come to us for approval of doing it, getting the mower.
Here's a surplus. Was
And
it?
use that on sale. Yeah. So we did that, and then we had a quick discussion on changing the gambling tax to a tax on the net amount of the sales of the tickets versus the gross amount. That's all we did.
And that will likely be discussed at the study session next month, the upcoming June one. But yeah, Councilmember Kaminsky is right. If we can, and I think Councilmember Palmer was originally the one that brought this forward, trying to lower the rate that businesses have, because there's only a couple businesses that have pull tabs right currently. But instead of being charged or taxed on their gross. We're considering, we would be proposing to consider it on the net. Make it more,
Which is in line with the state.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure why we've done it gross, but that's a good catch, and hopefully we can rectify it and make it more business friendly here in Yelm.
So make it easier on the small business.
Absolutely. Anything else from the finance committee? All right.
Can I also just add that every city does it differently, so it's not like we're
Yeah.
the only city that has ever done it on versus net, so that's where that came from.
Thank you, Councilor Kanzer. All right. Moving on to Mayor City Administrator staff reports. Todd.
Just a couple things. Spring cleanup is this Saturday. So we already got quite a few folks signed up.
Is it too late to get signed up?
No, it is too late if you are, we made help, but if you need help picking up your stuff, it is too late for that. But it is not too late to come on Saturday.
Great. I want you to know that I seen Johnny today driving around in the big tractor, picking up something in the bucket from somebody's front yard. It was pretty impressive. He just whipped in there and loaded that old bucket up with some garbage and took off back through town. So in action.
Cody, do we help out just anybody that wants to bring garbage to the city, or who?
Yeah,
A
so
little about it.
one cool thing about it's a really cool program where if you're disabled, senior, you can't get your garbage to the dump on Saturday, we'll come and pick it up for you. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're picking up trash. We have 28 people that are, disabled or senior that need help. So they put it out on the front lawn and we just come by sometimes with a backhoe and we pick it up. And front lawn is a very loose word. If you get it out your door and we won't hit your house, we'll pick it up. So that's the goal. So we, today we picked up a washer from a lady who had on the side of her garage for like 3 years and didn't know we even did this. So really cool program to help out, and it's free. It doesn't cost us anything. Doesn't cost the citizens anything. It's part of our ratepayers that we do for the trash in general from LeMay. So really cool program.
Thank you, Cody.
308
Hey. All right, Todd, anything else?
That the spray park testing's been going well at the park. May 24th, Friday, it will open. So everything's going good there. IT installed new speakers in here last week. So next time we have a live presentation, it won't be muffled. You'll hear it crystal clear.
Thank you, Jason.
So great job, IT.
Jason and Aaron.
They worked pretty rapidly after the last meeting to fix that. And so those panels right there are actually speakers now. So they did a great job on that. Other than that, we just attended the chamber lunch today where the new president was sworn in, and it's Joseph's last meeting. I'm sure that was probably what you were going to report, so I wanted to steal that from you. Other than that, Gary has one other piece he'd like to add.
Just one thing I didn't mention. So the attorney has reviewed and approved that MOU, but it will be sent around to the attorney again and to you on DocuSign. So you'll expect that when all the jurisdictions have signed off.
All right. The only other thing, or a couple things I had, June 12th is normally our community conversations during the day for our lunchtime. We are going to move that one to 6 p.m. at the community center, and we are confirmed and good to go with that. So 6 p.m. on June 12th is just our attempts to be completely transparent with folks. If they want to talk about an issue they have concerns about, more than happy to hear from them. We'll give an update. I'll give an update. The chief of police will give an update, and Cody from Public Services will give an update on projects and what we're up to. Encourage folks to turn out. And this is also, trying to community conversations. We started and we've done this for over a year now, almost 15 months or so. Anyway, we've done this for a while now and it's been going well. We usually have like 2 or 3 consistent people and then about 4 people that usually vary, just different folks. So sometimes we get as many as, I think, like 25 was our biggest one over at Forelli's. It's always a good turnout. But it still doesn't mean that we can't do better. And part of that effort is to do it in the evenings when people aren't necessarily working, or some people might not be working and it might be easier for them to attend. And that's what we're doing. So, and of course, council is more than welcome to attend, and I hope you do. Again, that's June 12th, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the community center. Other than that, attended the Labor Relations Institute last week. Really good in Yakima. Our chief of police, our HR director, and Todd, our city administrator, was in attendance as well to that. Learned about latest trends in labor relations, management for that. It was pretty insightful. And that's all I've got. So council committee reports, starting with Councilmember Kaminsky.
I didn't have any meetings. The only thing I did was I attended the Thurston County Chamber of Commerce 150-year celebration. It was very, very interesting, very beautiful, very well done. And just like we look at our old pictures of the city, they had a little video that they made of Olympia in the past and the past streets, what they look like, the port, and just interesting facts like that they had to fight more than once to keep the capital in the city because other forces were trying to move it out of the Olympia area. So lots of good history things. It was very interesting. That's all I did.
Y'all almost got it.
Yeah.
Councilmember Palmer.
We did have a regional housing committee, and the Thurston Affordable Housing Advisory Board recommended $700,000 in funding to the Habitat for Humanity project. So that is for Yelm Longmire Phase 2. So that was approved, voted on by the committee. So we get more money for our project over there.
Councilmember Hess.
For Intercity Transit Authority this Friday, Mr. Cooper? This Friday, we're going to have a meeting with their planning department and our planning department to look at the future of mass transit within Yelm. As I reported, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, they didn't know that we had expanded so much, in particular to the Tahoma area. And so now they're getting close to being 100% prior to the COVID, the pandemic time period. And they're looking at trying to, I'm not going to say expand where we get 2 different bus systems, but they might do something different. So just be on the lookout for that. Other than that, nothing else.
Thank you. Councilmember Kingheiser.
I attended the Yelm Cemetery meeting this month so far. They're looking for a manager position. I wanted to point out the commissioners over there that are in their new positions are working really hard to make the cemetery just a more comforting, bearable process in that time. So they're pulling things together a little differently lately. I went to the career fair put on by Yelm CTE, smaller than last year, but a lot of beautiful connections amongst local vendors and even a little bit further than that. Also had an AWC training on public hearing and social media. So this is the second one that I've been able to attend via Zoom. I think it's really great that the city puts this type of educational threshold into their budget. I think that most are attending these things. I'm just kind of getting started in this process. Jurassic Parliament is a wonderful way to explore Robert's rules. Anne McFarland herself was there and taught it. If you read anything from Jurassic Parliament and then you get to sit in her class and hear her voice, you're just like, wow, okay, it's soothing. She just has a way of saying it, just very practically speaking. So I encourage anybody who's looking to understand Robert's rules a little bit better. This one was great, also being on public hearings. And then, yes, today I went to the Chamber Forum, as many of us were there. A reminder, we're doing a community chili drive, so donate your chili to those drop zones. Wonderful speaker on customer service from the inside and the outside, and all the new board members were sworn in. And yes, our beloved Joseph gets to go to past president. He's done a wonderful job in his term.
Thank you, Stephanie. And just a reminder, I think Kathy's sent it out to you already, but AWC's annual convention is next month, middle of June, or towards the end of June. I think it's the week of Prairie Days, actually.
Or something.
Yeah, it's a week of Prairie Days. We would encourage you, I would encourage you to attend if you can. I know some of you have busy schedules for work. It is in the middle of the week, I think starting on Wednesday, but it's very beneficial for council members and mayors to attend. Lots of new information. Sometimes it's normal stuff like Jurassic Parliament. I think Anne does a presentation for that usually, but it's really helpful, and I would encourage you all to attend. That's we budget for it, and it's good training. So I'm glad you're making use of those AWC trainings. Councilmember Crossman.
I'm surprised nobody said anything. So of everything I attended, the other people were at.
So, we'll start with, we'll go backwards. Saw the decal vinyl wrap today on the box that we talked about last week. That was up, looks cool, pretty. We attended the dog park ribbon cutting with King Geyser, Comanche, Mayor, all the Cody, all the point people were there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then attended the SSMCP breakfast, which stands for,
Southbound Military Community Partnerships.
thank you, because I cannot remember what that stood for.
Thank you for attending. It's good.
Yeah, so yeah, I got an invite for that. So yeah, Councilmember King Geyser and the mayor was there and Todd was there. What was interesting, so that's breakfast with elected officials and base leaders and leaders in the community. They said it was the best attended they've ever had. And then the part that I found most interesting was that there was this speech given about how Washington's in the childcare desert, you know, this lack of childcare facilities in the state. And I was sitting there and she was talking, I'm like, I don't know, Yelm's got a lot of childcare places. Cause I go out and about a lot, they're just all over the place. And then she mentioned that Yelm is actually kind of like an oasis. We have a lot of childcare facilities that we are like in the positive, and because we're a good example of what the code should be like compared to like Lakewood or Lacey, which are lacking. And so that was cool to see that we have done good in that arena. And that's what I got.
There you go. Councilor Richardson.
Yeah, like everyone else already said, with the Chamber Forum, it was good to swear in 5 new board of directors, and Cody's on that board, so good to have him on there with us, and also swearing in Dan Nicholson as the vice president, president-elect, and Jen Ferguson as the acting president. The speaker today, John Rivera, spoke very well about customer service versus customer experience, and really trying to initiate, you know, what an experience would be and how to really draw that in. So, but you know, as chamber people doing what they do there, and I don't know, Todd, if there's anything you want to add to that. Stephanie's got some notes on that as well. That's it.
All right, thank you. Councilor Wood.
Hard act to follow. Attended the Transportation Policy Board meeting. We discussed process and projects coming forward. We're still working through that. It looks like next week is the official, or excuse me, next month is the official
Projects.
projects, sending it to the TRPC.
I'm sure folks are ready for that. Good.
And we did talk about another required state study, the congestion management process. They gave us a presentation. It's a systematic and regionally accepted approach for managing congestion that assesses transportation systems performance and identifies strategies for addressing congestion challenges. So if anybody's interested in hearing more about that, I've got a wealth of information for you.
That's good. I'll look this to get chat with him after council. All right, anything else?
That's all I got.
All righty. There's no executive session, and take a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Councilor Osman, second by Councilor Palmer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. We're adjourned.